Hey you guys, it's Sharon. I wanted to hop in really quickly and just talk to you guys a little bit about detoxing and some of the things that you guys might be feeling this week. If you guys are anything like I am, or was, um, this was not pleasant. When I started my journey, I was anything but like far from healthy. I needed to lose 100 pounds. We ate crap like all the time. Like I ate nothing that was good for me. It was like pizza and McDonald's and Diet Pepsi and chocolate every night. And so going from that to clean eating and working out and drinking Shakeology really put a shock to my body. So I wanted to kind of explain that to some of you who may be feeling those same things, because it does take time and adjustment to get from eating processed food, eating fast food, and even if you eat healthy, just detoxing caffeine or sugar will do the same thing a lot of times. So if you guys look up detox symptoms from sugar or caffeine, they are almost identical to any drug addiction withdrawal, which is actually, they say that sugar is more addicting than cocaine, and that coming off of sugar can, I'm not saying that they're close. I've never been on cocaine, so I don't know, but I've read multiple things that there are similar symptoms as far as the withdrawal symptoms and how your body reacts and everything. So I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience when I first started, and maybe give you guys some insight of what you guys may be feeling this week. It can be a little bit discouraging when you start working out and you start eating healthy, but you feel like complete crap. I know a lot of people do that and they start and then they just quit because it's like, well, I feel like crap. It makes me feel worse than it does better. But there's a reason for it. So I think a lot of us expect a little bit of discomfort at first, but I don't think a lot of people realize how long it can last to get all that stuff out of your system. So your body, when you are not used to eating healthy, and getting all those nutrients that it's starving for, you're literally like pushing sludge out of your body. And so your gut is, with all of the pre and probiotics in Shakeology and all the digestive enzymes in it, that alone, when you're not used to it, can make you bloated. It can make you have diarrhea. It can constipate you, because it's basically stirring it all up. It's trying to release all those bad toxins out of your body, and replace it with the good, and that can be uncomfortable. So for me, I have never had a regular, I've never been regular as far as my bowels go, ever, my whole life. I was either one extreme or the other. My dad has IBS really bad. My mom had severe constipation growing up to the point that she had 3 feet of her large intestine removed when she was in her 30s, because it had pooled and stretched so much that she went 2 weeks without using the bathroom. So I just assumed that I had bad genetics and my guts just were bad from my parents. So I allowed myself to eat whatever I wanted, right? So when I first started my journey, going from this one extreme to the other, my body went to big shock, really. If you look up, like I said, if you look up those detox symptoms, exhaustion. I have never been so tired in my entire life. Even being 9 months pregnant with a 3-year-old at the time with Down syndrome, mind you. Even then, I've never been as tired as I was when I was detoxing from sugar and caffeine and all that processed stuff. I work really early hours, and so I knew that was part of it, but I would literally come home and sleep for 4 hours, and I literally felt like I could sleep all day long. So the exhaustion was hard to get through. That is something that um, your body's working overtime, and so it's gonna wear you out. Um, I also felt like was starting to get sick. I had like flu-like symptoms. I had body aches. I had shakes. I would get chills. It felt like I was coming down with the flu, um, but it wasn't like I didn't have a sore throat and I didn't have a runny nose, but I had all those like achy, flu-y type symptoms, and that lasted probably 4 or 5 days. Um, I think that was part of the sugar and caffeine withdrawals more than anything. Um, but that was rough to want to have to eat healthy and work out um, when you feel like you're getting sick. And luckily, I kind of was on top of it and I started doing my research because I was like, this is weird that all this is happening all at once. Um, some of the other things, headaches are a really big one. Um, what else was there? Okay, as far as the bowels go, um, like I said before, I was not regular. It was either I was super bloated and I was constipated, or I was like running to the bathroom. It was like one or the other. And so I went through like major, major discomfort in my bowels. Like I was super bloated. I literally had, and this is a lot of information that people probably don't want to know about me, but some of you may be experiencing this, and so that's why I want to talk about it. But I remember I messaged Emily, who's my coach, about it because she's a nurse, and I was like, something's wrong with me. But I had diarrhea for a full month, and it wasn't just like, oh, it was like, you're gonna poop your pants if you don't get to the bathroom like now, and going to work and everything. Like that was like, it was hard to overcome. And so I at first thought it was a Shakeology. I was like, this doesn't agree with my stomach, I can't drink this. But I liked how it was making me feel otherwise. Like I felt like it was giving me the energy that I needed when I would hit that afternoon lull and all that kind of stuff. But my guts just would not calm down. And so what we did was I started drinking just half a scoop instead of a full scoop, just to see how I would react to it then, to see if maybe it was a whey protein in it, if it was something in Shakeology, if it was just the digestive enzymes, whatever it was, because all the toxins that were releasing out of my body were making me physically sick. And going down to a half a scoop helped a ton. It helped me to kind of slowly introduce it and get through that worst part, those first couple weeks, to the point that I was able to move back up to a full scoop, and it doesn't bother me at all anymore. In fact, if I don't drink it every day, I notice my bowels like almost stop working. Like my gut flora needs those digestive enzymes. It needs that good pre and probiotics in it to help, because there are genetic things in my family with our guts. And so a couple other things. So I guess basically, if you're having discomfort like that, just be aware of it. Be aware of how you're feeling. If it's super, super uncomfortable, make sure, one, you're drinking a ton of water, because that helps flush out the toxins. That's going to help move things along quicker. It's going to help with headaches. It's going to help flush out any of that garbage, basically, that's being removed from your cells and your organs. Water is key, so make sure you're drinking. Probably, I would say during detox, I would drink even double what you're supposed to. So if you can, and you're gonna be peeing like crazy. Um, if you've ever noticed that when you first start drinking water a lot, you're peeing like all the time. That's your kidneys flushing out all the crap. Um, if you're a big soda drinker, if you drink a lot of other liquids besides water, um, it's basically gumming up your kidneys and it's gumming up your organs. And so when you start to drink water, it starts to flush quickly, and that's why you feel like you have to pee every 5 minutes on top of it. So um, another couple things that I noticed, I had super, super bad breath. Like I could just be sitting there and all of a sudden like I would feel like toxins literally releasing out of my mouth. It was so weird. But that's something that's normal. So just be aware of your body. Just start to really sit back and think of what's happening and trust the process. It took me probably a good 3 weeks before I really started to feel good. So a full round of 21 Day Fix before I really started. And I felt more energy and I did feel good, but it wasn't like really 100% because my stomach and stuff was still adjusting. But I remember about a month into it, and it was right around the time I signed up to coach. And that's part of the reason I signed up to coach was because I had realized I actually quit Shakeology for a week to see if that was the problem, if that was part of my issue. And I noticed such a difference in my energy and my attitude, my mood. I noticed such a huge difference in all of those things that I was like, okay, this is not what is causing my issues. It's the toxins. It's just part of the process. And I'm so glad I stuck with it because it didn't take long, and I have never felt better in my entire life. I still have 50 pounds to lose, but I've lost almost 100 inches, which is way more important to me than how much I weigh. And so I just want you guys to be aware of the things that your body's doing. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, and I'm sure I probably butchered some things. But this is my experience of detox and what I've went through. If you are worried about something, if you feel like something's off, or if you feel like, is this normal? Reach out to your coach. We're not afraid to answer or anything. If we don't know it, we'll either find out for you, or there's got to be somebody who knows something. So, or we'll refer you to your doctor. But it comes down to you've got to trust the process. You've got to get through that detox process, because if you don't stick with it, the problem is that's why so many people fail at diets or fail at lifestyles, is because it's hard at the beginning, and it's hard to keep starting over. It's hard when you're sore and you feel kind of crappy and you don't have that energy yet, and then you give up on yourself, and then you have to start it all over again. So the more you clean your system out and you can kind of start from scratch, the more you can really understand your body and how it's working for you. Now, when I eat sugar, when I eat something that's bad, I immediately get a headache, for one, which is a huge trigger sign that your body is processing something that it shouldn't. It doesn't want it. And then, either I'll get backed up, or my stomach hurts, or I'll get bloated. And honestly, I don't remember the last time I get bloated a little bit, but not to the degree I was. Like, it was like stomach pains, like bad stuff. And I don't remember the last time that's happened. And it's because I don't allow myself to binge or go completely off the deep end like I used to. So just be aware of what your body's doing and start listening to it. Start really paying attention to what you're putting in and how it makes you feel. It makes it easier to make this a lifestyle when you feel so much better when you eat healthy, it makes it easier to make that choice, as opposed to just mindlessly feeding our faces with whatever we want and then ignoring all those signs, because that's something that is way more common than not. So if you have any questions, let us know. I hope that helped you guys understand the process a little bit more and maybe what you guys are feeling. But like I said, if you have any questions, I'm happy to share any of my story, obviously. Probably a little too much of it that some of you might not want to know. But like I said, if you guys have questions, if you're concerned about something, let us know. And if it's something that's serious that you don't feel like is just a normal detox symptom, make sure you talk to your doctor and get it figured out, because detoxing can kind of start to bring up things in your body that maybe have been hidden or covered for a while, and it starts to trudge up things that you didn't know was there. And so just be aware of those things, be aware of your body, and how you're feeling. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. Again, if you need anything, let us know.